Welcome along to another Pixiecast, number 20 in this series. And I'm joined by a friend of mine, a man who I've met a couple of times when watching Pixies, and another gig as well, which we can talk about. It is James Skene, who is in Kent. James, hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, yeah.
Now, the first thing that people will notice is that you don't have a southeast, you don't have a Kentish accent. So tell us where your accent originates from.
Yeah, I was born in Kirkcaldy in Fife, which is between Edinburgh and Dundee. Fife sort of sticks out. So,
Right. Okay, and how long have you lived down here then in England?
Yeah, I moved in '89. That was to Eastbourne in East Sussex. I followed a friend down here, and then I was there for about 3 years ago, and I moved to Ashford in Kent.
Okay, and what do you do for a job then?
Yeah, I work in a small family-run dementia home.
Okay, uh-huh.
At the
So,
moment, the hours have dropped a bit. I'm only working part-time.
right,
So I could be at home more often. But,
uh-huh. So
yeah.
what are you're doing care work and that, are you, presumably?
Yeah, that's right. When I
Uh-huh.
moved to Eastbourne, it was either care work or hotel work. So
Right.
I ended up in care work.
Okay, okay. So do you ever get back to Scotland? Have you still got family up there?
Yeah, I had to go up a few months ago because my father was in hospital and
Uh-huh.
his health isn't very good. His legs are giving way, so I
Right,
managed
okay.
to pop up and see them this year, which was good. So I
Uh-huh.
try and go up at least once a year.
It's a long old trip though, isn't it, for you?
Yeah. Last time I took the overnight bus, and that was
Right.
a long journey.
Yeah, no, it is. I've done that. I did a trip once from Bournemouth to Newcastle, and that was bad enough. And you still got a fair ways to go even from Newcastle. So
Yeah.
I don't envy you that at all. So, and
No.
you've got a Pixies t-shirt on there, I see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the new one.
Ah, right. I haven't seen that one
Junk
before.
Kale. I think this is the one that won the last competition.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Proud. Have you got a lot of Pixies t-shirts then?
Yeah, you can ask my wife. She's nothing.
Too many, she says.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's given up on ironing them, has she? Okay.
Yeah.
Very wise. Don't blame her. Do your own ironing.
Yeah.
So Pixies then, where did it all begin for you?
Yeah, I think it was roughly about 1989. I remember I bought Sounds magazine. They had a free 7-inch there. I bought it actually for the first track, which was The Mission that I was into at the time.
So you're a bit of a goth at the time, were you?
Well, musically, not fashion-wise. So I turned it over one day, and there was 3 tracks on the other side. It was Dinosaur Jr., Throwing Muses, and Pixies, and that was Hey. It was recorded live at the Town and Country Club.
Okay.
So made a connection with me.
So that was a 4AD release then, presumably. All those 3 bands were all on 4AD, weren't they?
Yeah. I'm not sure about Dinosaur Jr., but the other 2.
Or maybe not, but they're a Boston band, though, aren't they? So that's
they're all from the same city, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Hey was the first track then, the first Pixie track that you heard.
Yeah.
And
after that, I started watching Snub TV.
Oh yeah.
It's like independent music videos.
Yeah. I remember that.
I heard Monkey Going to Heaven on that. And, I think there used to be chart show on a Saturday morning, and every 3rd week they'd have an independent chart on, and on occasion Pixies would be on it. So.
Yeah. Oh, you're taking me back in time now. Bringing back some good memories.
Yeah.
And you've been a fan ever since.
Yeah, pretty much. I think the first album I got was Doolittle. I think I was on a tape actually. I picked it up in a second-hand record shop,
and I follow you on Instagram, and you're known as Doolittle Jim. So
yeah, that's right.
Can I presume then that that's your favourite album?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Probably because it's got more of the songs I love than maybe the others. Although Surfer Rosa is a very close second. Okay,
well that's a good choice, Doolittle. So a favourite track out of all the tracks of the Pixies?
Sort of lean towards Hey, and I love Caribou and Gigantic, but I think I'm going to go for Debaser.
Debaser.
Yeah.
Excellent, very
When
good.
I go to a gig, I'm always disappointed if they don't play Debaser, so that's why I'm leaning towards it.
And you might have seen my post yesterday about John Peel and the Festive 50. I'm sure you used to listen to John Peel an awful lot as well when he was alive.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And Debaser got voted in number 30 in his all-time Festive 50s, which I thought was a fantastic accolade.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I used to love the Festive 50 because it was the fans that voted for that, of course, wasn't it? So,
yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, so well, that's a very, very good choice. And you like to go to concerts, don't you? How many do you reckon you've been to?
Somewhere between 200 and 300, I would say.
That is absolutely incredible. I can't believe it. I really cannot believe it. You must have a very tolerant wife. That's what I can say.
Yeah. This is my night out. So.
So first gig that you went to?
Yeah, it was back in 1986. It was a Welsh band, The Alarm.
Oh yeah.
I travelled over to the west of Scotland. It was a place called Kilmarnock, and there's a small venue, Palace Theatre.
Yeah. And that was it 58 guns or 68 guns? I forget now.
Yeah, that was their sort of biggest song, I think.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of theirs in the early 80s.
And what about the Scottish music scene when you were living up there? Was that a big part of your life as well? There were some big bands that came out of Scotland round about then.
Yeah, I remember going to see Big Country play a homecoming gig. That was about 87, I think.
Yeah.
And I was in their hometown, which is Dunfermline, which is just along the road from Kirkcaldy. That was pretty impressive gig, that was. Yeah.
I think Helen Owen and Joe Kirk went, and Jules possibly, they all went to see Big Country not that long ago, actually. Yeah, so they're still going around.
Yeah, always, to me, without Stuart Adamson, I don't know if I would get into it, but
sure, yeah.
But I'm sure they're still put on a good gig.
Yeah. So 200 to 300 gigs. That's maybe a conservative guess as well. And 14 Reading festivals as well, you told me?
Yeah. I started in 91 and I went through 2004.
Okay.
It's a shame I didn't do one more year because Pixies played the year after. But
I saw them in 1990 at Reading, actually, I think it was. So I saw them in 89 at Glastonbury, and then I saw them the year after. They played down here in Exeter. And then they played the Reading Festival as well. I'm sure that was 1990, the same year. But then, I mean, I used to love Reading Festival because it was quite small. It was all nice and flat as well. But last 10 years or so, it's gone downhill, hasn't it? But like you say, it was just easy to get around, wasn't it?
Yeah, and like to start with, it was about 3 stages, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Just the radio, one stage, and the main stage, and a comedy stage, I think. And then
that's right.
It got bigger as the years went on.
And the music got worse.
Yeah.
Or maybe we just got old.
When I look at it now, I think we'd be lucky if there's 1 or 2.
Yeah.
That I go for.
You'd want to see. Yeah, sure. So, I mean, you are a mine that's I'm always digging into in terms of music, the bands that you know and have heard of, and you're always referencing bands that you love. And how do you keep up with it all? I find it really hard to keep up. I think I've just become a bit of a museum now. Really, I don't tend to add too much to my music collection, but you still carry on, don't you?
Yeah, it's usually through music sharing groups. Now, so check them out, and if it's something that floats my boat, I go for it. Yeah, I try, and I'm always interested in new bands.
So, how many times have you seen Pixies live then?
I think 7 times at Pixies.
Right. Okay.
I saw Frank Black once on his own and once with the Catholics.
Right. Okay. So moving on then to the Split and Frank's solo career. You obviously followed that then, and like you say, you saw him play live as well.
Yeah, just seen them in '91. They played at Crystal Palace Bowl.
Right.
It was
Okay.
in front of this massive moat, so that was
Yeah.
quite impressive. And then obviously it split up shortly after that.
Uh-huh.
I was gutted about that, but I suppose at the time there's so much music coming out from the grunge thing. I was a big grunge fan. So,
Yeah.
So
who else did you like round about then? I guess Nirvana were a big influence.
Yeah, Nirvana, one of my favourites. Mudhoney.
Yeah. So all the sort of sub pop label and all that stuff.
Sonic Youth, Dinosaur Jr., big favourites of mine as well.
So you like your music heavy then, and plenty of electric guitar.
Yeah. Heavy guitar is always good for me.
And so I guess living where you are now and where you've been for quite a few years, it's relatively easy for you to get into London and see all those concerts.
They have a fast train goes from Ashford to London.
Mm-hmm.
So usually they're 20-25 minutes, which is very good.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Coming back's always longer because they're never running in there.
Right. Okay.
So take a good hour and a half.
And does your wife ever accompany you on any of these 200 to 300 gigs that you go on? Or?
Well, it's difficult these days. She has come with me before we had kids. She came.
Oh, okay.
But
she's very tolerant, your wife.
Yeah.
You're a lucky man.
Yeah.
And okay, so the Frank Black solo career then, how did you feel about that?
Yeah, the first two albums I totally loved. I saw him play at Reading in '94, I think.
I was there. I
was
there for that.
Amazing set. If I could have a time machine, that was the one gig I'd love to revisit.
Yeah.
Line up that day. So, but after the second album, I sort of drifted away and didn't really check them out. And I did buy a couple of Catholics albums, but there's only one song I ever listened to, and that was the Larry Norman cover, 666.
Right. Okay. So that's a clue then for your Catholics choice when we come and talk about it. Okay. So a favourite Frank Black solo career track?
Yeah, I think Freedom Rock is a big favourite, but I'm going to go for Old Black Dawning. The last year I've been playing it consistently, so
okay,
I'm going for that.
So what sort of music does your wife like then? Have you got similar tastes in music?
Yeah, well, she likes a lot of pop music that I wouldn't go for.
Okay.
Like Ed Sheeran and Adele.
Right, okay.
But she listens to what I put on in the car, and she even told me she had a favourite Pixies song the other
okay. What's your wife's favourite Pixies song then?
It was Green and Blues.
Oh, okay. I might sneak that one on my post as well then, just to recognise your wife for putting up with all your gig going over the years. I think it's only fair that she gets some attention as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I will add that as well onto the bottom. So, Old Black Dawning then. Okay, I think that's the first time that anyone has even mentioned that one. So I'm just having a look at my spreadsheet. Gail White down in New Zealand, she went for Debaser. So Debaser, that's the second vote that's got. Yeah, no, absolutely. Most people are going for Gouge Away at the moment. That's
I think that's the
Western Star for Catholics.
Yeah.
And there's no favourite actually for Frank Black at the moment. So they're all sort of spread around. Well, having said that, I heard Ramona Sings got 2 votes.
Yeah,
so,
I love that one as well. But
there's
so many, isn't there?
Yeah, no, there are absolutely. Yes, no, you're quite right. So, happenings in the UK. Obviously, you and I have met up. We met up at. I think the first time we met was at the Roundhouse.
Yeah,
right? I think, wasn't it?
was
and then we went to see Jim Bob as well, didn't we?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was a good night, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, that was a good night. Yeah. So, so the Roundhouse week. Did you just go to one of those, or did you go to more than one?
I only went to the Friday, I think it was. I went
to
the Roundhouse. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And so Pixies concerts that you've seen? Are there any that sort of stand out?
Well, I think the first one stands out.
Yeah.
That was Crystal Palace Bowl in '91, and as I said a bit earlier, there was a massive moat between the stage and the crowd, which was unusual, but the sound was magnificent that day. I went with an old friend of mine, Matthew Bowden, he connected with music. He now lives in Australia. He's a big Pixies fan as well. Now, over the years, I went to 7. I remember going to Edinburgh Meadowbank Stadium.
Oh, yeah. That's the old athletics track, isn't it?
Yeah, there is a football team that played there. I think they're now in the lower junior leagues now.
Yeah.
But that was 2005.
Right. Okay.
And then the last 5 have all been with Paz on bass. First one was Field Day, Victoria Park. Then I went to
I was there. I was there as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you and I have been to two concerts before we knew each other.
Yeah.
So Frank Black at Reading and that Pixies one.
2016, I went to see them at Brixton Academy.
Okay.
When they played every song off a head carrier, which I think was quite an unusual occurrence. A lot of the sort of more famous songs weren't played that night. At the time, I was a bit upset about not hearing some of the old favourites, but when I look back on it, it makes it sort of a special gig,
Sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. Now, I'm just going to take you back and we won't dwell on this for very long, but you touched on football. Now, you're from the east coast of Scotland, Kirkcaldy, and I believe that the team near there is Wraith Rovers.
Yeah.
But you're actually a Rangers fan who are they're like the Manchester United of Scotland a bit, aren't they, really? I suppose, either Celtic or Rangers are like the Manchester United and Liverpool of Scotland. So how did you become a Rangers fan then?
I think it was mainly, I started supporting them when I was 5-year-old.
Okay.
Always blue was my favourite colour. I think that's why I picked Rangers over Celtic.
Right, okay.
But I have been to see them on, say, about 30 occasions.
Okay.
So I'm not a big supporter, but I always watch them on TV.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to bring that in because I do like talking about football, and I could go on for football. Go on talking about football for a long time. But so we'll bring you back to Pixies. So so you've been on a couple of happenings, and you've made good friends in the Facebook group, which is
definitely
one of the reasons why I wanted to do this series of interviews and that. So. How did you feel about Beneath the Eerie? Very different album, I felt, to what had gone previously.
Yeah. I thought it was sort of cinematic in a way, and like they were showing their influences more on their sleeve than maybe in the past. I think you could hear sort of bits of Van Morrison and Leonard Cohen and a bit in there, I thought. But I love the album.
Yeah.
Actually, the last time I saw them at Ali Pali, I thought the new songs were the ones that stood out more than the older ones.
Okay, that's interesting.
Bit of an accomplishment, I thought.
Well, that's because you're always looking forward in your music, aren't you? So
maybe
you don't dwell on the past so much. So again, going back to that John Peel influence, he was always looking forward, wasn't he, John Peel, in terms of
I think
his music.
That sort of idea, looking for something new, something to challenge me, maybe.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, that's fantastic. So so how do you see the future of the band then?
Yeah, I think as they are now, with Paz involved, I think there is, I would imagine, at least 2 or 3 albums left in them at least. I think they're bigger now than they've ever been. I think crowd-wise, going by the crowd in the Ali Pali, although that was a bit mental at the beginning. But
was it?
Yeah. A lot of our group got trampled at the beginning.
So really?
Nasty. So we had to sort of move back a bit, I think.
You're a pretty big bloke though, aren't you? You can look after yourself.
I lasted about 3 songs and then I thought, no, I'm getting too old for this.
A few years ago, you'd have been in there with all your elbows everywhere. And, You like to take it a bit more sedately now, do you?
Yeah, try and get just slightly away from the crowd. Or away from the mushers.
So when do you think you'll be able to return to watching live music then? Have you booked any tickets for next year?
Yeah, well, all the ones that I booked this year are ongoing, and also booked the Idols, because I don't want to miss out, although I think we'll be lucky to see gigs at the beginning of next year, maybe the end of the year.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see, I suppose. We're waiting to see what happens, don't we? So.
I guess the one good thing, hopefully, is that it's given a lot of these bands time to sort of not be in the studios together, but be writing songs and recording stuff and that remotely, and sharing files and all that sort of stuff. So hopefully they're all being very productive.
A lot of them have done like live sessions, haven't they?
Yeah, I've been watching.
Lou Barlow did a few I really like.
Who did?
Lou Barlow from Sebado. And
I thought you said Gary Barlow. I was getting worried then.
No, I won't go down that road.
Thank goodness for that. That might be more your wife's cup of tea, possibly. Yeah. I don't know. So Frank Black and the Catholics,
Yeah, I had the pleasure of seeing them, although I wasn't into the Catholics at the time, but they played a lot of Pixies songs. So
okay.
Sort of made my day. That was 2001 at Reading.
Yeah.
And I think my favourite album is the one that's got Bullet and St. Francis Dam Disaster on it.
Oh, yeah.
Dog in the Sand.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go for a song that isn't on any of the albums, called Preacher's Daughter.
Preacher's Daughter.
The box set of Catholics music. I really like that one. So.
What is it that you like about that one particularly?
Yeah, it's a nice sort of country feel. My parents were big Johnny Cash fans, so I don't mind a bit of country, and it's sort of mixed in with rock, because
sure,
it's not the poppy country,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've made a note of that. Preacher's Daughter. That's certainly I've not heard of that one. So
if you go on the box, they brought a box set out. Put everything they recorded, I think, on it. It's on there. You can find it if you stream it, I would imagine.
Okay, cool, lovely, thank you. And I'm going to embarrass you now in front of your wife and ask you that question that Joe Kirkham originally wanted to ask Adam. So it goes something along the lines of: you're in a dream and suddenly you find yourself naked on a stage in front of thousands of people. Which Pixies song are you going to sing?
I'm going to go for Hey. It's not because I've got hips like Cinderella, but because of the shame. There's a line in there about shames.
Okay. And does your wife approve of that choice?
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine so. Might be a bit raw for her.
What was that she said?
She said you could do a bit of role play.
Right, on that note, James, it's been great to catch up with you again. Thank you so much for your time. We got there eventually. We've had a few technical problems, but
it took forever.
But we got there, and it was definitely worth it.
Technical brain for you. So.
Not to worry, we got there. Don't worry. I was having a bit of a problem the other day trying to link up with Mike Flynn, and about 10 minutes into my chat with Mike Flynn, it said that I needed to pay a subscription to Zoom, and this sign just came over the screen, so I couldn't do anything about it. So we had to abort that one, unfortunately, but we are going to reconnect at some point. So thank you very much for your time. Great to see you again, mate. And
it's been great.
Hopefully we can catch up again in a pub sometime, either before or after a gig. And
it'd be wonderful.
Meet up again. It'll be good. Okay.
It'll be fantastic.
You take care.
Right,
all the best to you, mate. Cheers.
Cheers.